Warning. Censorship. Warning.
2 days ago, West Australia recorded one new coronavirus case, instantly giving the state government an excuse to lock down nearly 2 million of its citizens.
At about midnight last night, we received a positive COVID-19 test result. So beginning at 6 p.m. tonight, the whole Perth metropolitan area, the Peel region and the southwest region will be going into full lockdown. If you do leave home for one of the four reasons, you will be required to wear a mask at all times outside.
Yep, you heard that right. Premier McGowan not only shut down an entire city for one case, he also mandated masks in his massive overreaction. And guess what? Within hours, police arrested and jailed a 41-year-old man for failing to comply with the new mask rule. The bloke will be in jail at least until the 19th of February because the magistrate refused his bail. Think about that. Violent criminals often get bail, but a man refusing to comply with a mask mandate in a city of only one freaking COVID case is in prison. You just can't make this stuff up.
WA has recorded no new local cases of COVID-19 of the test results received. This is our second zero in a row day now.
No new cases, a man in jail, but a government refusing to lift the lockdown early.
My expectation is it will go the full 5 days. I realise that is debilitating and difficult. I know that shopping centres are empty. I know malls are empty. I know a lot of people are suffering, but I just don't want to see a recurrence.
So is this the COVID normal we're all going to have to get used to? Because I, for one, I don't want to live in a world of such fear and government overreach. One case of coronavirus should not give anyone the power to shut down society even for a minute. And if you think that the vaccine is going to save us from this government control, think again.
And even once we have hopefully a very significant majority of Victorians that have had that jab, what we know is that both the vaccines that are being used, there's still some doubt about whether they will protect against infection and the transmission of this virus. There's certainly very good evidence, and it's very heartening to think that we'll be able to protect people from really significant illness. But the notion that people could still have the virus and pass it on will mean that things like hotel quarantine will, for quite some time, be a feature of our COVID normal. Therefore, we need to extend that state of emergency, and we will extend it until the 15th of December. And just again, to be clear, the sorts of rules that the state of emergency underpins is the order for someone to isolate for 14 days, is the order that means hotel quarantine is mandatory, wearing face masks in certain settings, all of those common sense things.
Common sense things. We have no coronavirus cases, but masks are somehow common sense. And now we learn the vaccine isn't our way out either. So according to Daniel Andrews, the only viable options is to hand the government more emergency powers to enforce lockdowns, curfews, and masks so they can lock up the criminals who dare disobey their impulsive rule. The question is, when does this end? I'm no scientist, but if the vaccine can't stop the spread, does that mean he now has a justification for an indefinite state of emergency?
Therefore, we need to extend that state of emergency.
Almost a year ago, Dan Andrews declared Victoria as a state of emergency, giving his government unprecedented powers to enforce the most draconian laws our state has ever seen. Declaring a state of emergency was only ever legal for up to 6 months. Like I said, next month, it's a year. He wants to extend that another 6 months. That would be a year over the original legal limit. The limit was set in a time of calm to stop governments using a crisis to obtain overreaching powers for extended periods, essentially to stop exactly what's happening now.
We need to extend that state of emergency.
By the way, the guy sitting in jail as we speak for refusing to comply with that mask mandate in WA, where there was only one COVID case, happens to be in the same city where hotel quarantine guards in charge of quarantining people importing the actual virus don't even have to wear masks themselves. That's just in case you still think this is about protecting the public. If you think this story is important for others to see, make sure to like, comment, and share, because trust me, the mainstream media will refuse to tell it. Then head straight over and subscribe to Rebel News on YouTube and hit that little notification button so you don't miss a thing.